One of the things that I use as a sound healer, it's called bilateral stimulation or audio EMDR, which is that left-right that some people really like in my tracks. And you can do this by your ears along, to the left and right of yourself and get the same effect. Listen to this.
Welcome to the Kalimba Campfire. I am now going to introduce our special guest, Dave Leo Baker. It's wonderful that we have this opportunity to widen our community. Dave Leo Baker is a composer, and he creates ambient music and sound healing music, so it's really a perfect fit. And he just got the Sansula, so this is also an opportunity for everyone to see that you can play the Sansula immediately. Like, you don't need lessons or a long time with it. You can just pick that up and immediately be a musician. So Dave has his Sansula there. He also has some other instruments he's going to play tonight. But first, we wanted to just say hello, Dave, and welcome.
Hi, thank you. Thank you so much for having me here tonight.
Yeah, Dave, can you tell us a little bit about your musical journey? Like how you got to create this kind of music?
Yeah, so when I was a lot younger, I played, I go back to the 1980s. I'm what the young people call an OG these days. I had to ask them what that was. So I started with synthesizers attracted my attention in the 1980s. I had been taking classical piano. I grew up with a family that was very enamored with the classical traditions, did not like modern music at all. And I'm completely blind for anyone who doesn't know. And on Clubhouse, that doesn't matter. But to play classical music, being blind, you had to read Braille music and memorize it before you could play it. Ooh. And this is very, very difficult and really kind of defeats the purpose of actually playing a lot of music. So anyway, I was attracted to great artists in the 1980s like Wendy Carlos and Chip Davis of Mannheim Steamroller and so many others. And of course, pianists like Keith Jarrett and George Winston, Michael Harris, and people like that. And one of the things that happened at that time was that a few people, including a brother of mine who was terminally ill in the adopted family I was raised in, found that sort of soft, soothing drones were helping him. Of course, I was more interested in Yes and Emerson, Lake and Palmer and being technically amazing. But, you don't always get chicks by being technically amazing when you're young. They like more of the emotional stuff. But it was a great time, and I did a lot of interesting things. As it turned out, I live in the Pacific Northwest, so the grunge era hit, and a lot of us white keyboard playing types found ourselves needing to shift gears. And I got into so-called New Age piano, playing places like Nordstrom's and the shopping malls and the various wineries and airports and all the different things that you used to see acoustic pianos in. And as luck would have it, I fell out of the industry due to some unforeseen weather that impacted all of my existing customers in the mid-90s. This is when everything was brick and mortar. And so I did a 25-year stint in corporate America and had a nice midlife crisis, train wreck, mental health, all the things that happen to you, and came out the other side and got back into the business and started really focusing on sound healing music. We originally officially call it New Age music in the music industry, and started doing scapes and different things. And so I started doing production in 2018, and I came back into it full-time by 2020, totally full-time by 2022. Like you, I was on Clubhouse in 2021, and I was playing an awful lot of healing rooms and different places that needed ambient music to set the mood. So that's what got me here. I do love Clubhouse, and I've had a lot of great times with Zoom too. Welcome everybody. And it was such a fun experience to discover Kalimba Campfire last week. I did not expect to be sent to Sansula for sure. But I was just thrilled to come in and enjoy the people here and kind of hang out. And all of you are really quite amazing players The guy who was playing last week was
last month, I think. But what is time
month,
right
sorry.
now?
Yeah, exactly.
A week, a month, a year. It's all.
It rolls into the same thing after a minute. But yeah, he was really amazing at it, and I thought he was playing two instruments at once, actually. So yeah, that was, and I just like the track that you were listening to on Zoom a little bit ago. It was really brilliant. So yeah, thank you for having me here tonight.
Our pleasure. Thank you so much. So let us do a little show and tell with the sansula, which is so fun because it's a new instrument for you, right? And so you already made a couple of discoveries, and I'd love you to share with our audience what those discoveries are. So
Tom, that's the original. That's the guy who was here last month, right? His name's
Tom. Brandon.
Brandon.
Blake.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's much more of a dance player, maybe you could say, island, and I really enjoyed that. But I do incorporate more of the shamanic and sound healing elements of this instrument, and this really does have it. So for those of you who have not seen a kalimba, if you're on Clubhouse or you can't see, we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 keys on here. They look like they're in the configuration of a piano, but they are not intended to be. It's not black and white notes. It's not sharps and flats. And so people call it on the internet, they call it windshield wiper playing. So you play on the right side, then the left side, right side, left side.
I have not heard that term. I just learned that from you. Thank you.
So I learned it from a young girl on YouTube. She would probably slap me for calling her young girl, but she's probably sounded like she was younger than my 30-year-old daughter. So, so this little, when I say this is good for sound healing, I wish I had this when I was doing corporate. I would take this on a business trip if I was you. It's oval shaped. It's really small. You can have it in your hotel room and no one will know you have it. One of the things that I use as a sound healer, it's called bilateral stimulation or audio EMDR, which is that left-right that some people really like in my tracks. And you can do this by your ears along, to the left and right of yourself and get the same effect. Listen to this. I'm just doing it over my stereo microphone.
Yes, if you've got headphones in, you'll hear this more.
Right, you have to have headphones in to hear this. A lot of our Clubhouse users in music rooms love to have headphones in, especially with your headphones emoji that you put in the Clubhouse room title. I saw that. I snuck into Club Deck and saw you did that. So one of the things that you can do with this fun little thing is, I am going to set it down for a second so you won't see it, for those of you who can see, are on Zoom. But is that you can make it sound like you've got an effect on it. It sounds like vibes, like a jazz vibes player or something. And now the nice thing about this kalimba having a drum head is you get access to the boom and the puck of your drum. So the square center section where your kalimba is sitting at, you can. That's your boom, and then your, and then boom pop chick, and it's on the side. Now I want to show you something fun because mine is tuned to D minor, and so when we play the note D, and we tap the side of this, if you can hear, that wood is actually almost tuned to the exact note. So, yeah, this is a really cool instrument. And as a fun thing that I did, I laid it on my wife's back when she was stretched out, exhausted, and I just played a little bit. So I would recommend maybe considering doing that to somebody that you love, perhaps. What I have to the right here is just, I have a 27 string lyre harp, and I have it tuned to the exact same tuning, Celtic tuning as these are done. So you don't have the sixth of the, if you're familiar with music, you don't have the sixth in the tuning. And so you get this really kind of Celtic sound. And if you have another instrument next to it, like a drum, I'll be getting an ocean drum pretty soon, you can kind of go back and forth. That is just a little bit. She's right. I have only had this for a couple of days, and you're right. She's right that you can pick it up and you can start to play it. It's hard to hit a wrong note on it. But as somebody who's played keyboards for 40 years, I can tell you that this instrument grants you so much flexibility. Don't be fooled by the limited number of notes or all the things, because as a transcendental kind of hypnotic instrument, it really does offer you a tremendous amount. So anyway, thank you so much. I will pick up my Sansula. I'll do a little bit more slower sound healing kind of stuff, and I'll go back and forth and just do some harp and Sansula. I'll show you what the harp looks like. It's a big 27-string lyre. Okay. So I'm just going to, if the Sansula is sitting down, it's just to give it more depth. But I'm going to do, if you can put your headphones on, bilateral stimulation is a technique that we sound healing musicians use. I originally started it in film, and if you know anything about the 420 crowd, of which I was a proud member for a great number of years, you know that many times we do psychedelic impact on music, and that's one of the things. besides all the echoes and stuff, is all of this bouncing back and forth, left to right. But literally, it's used in therapeutic settings. It's the same as EMDR or eye movement desensitization, something. I don't know medical. I'm a music producer that has turned into a sound healing musician these days. So I'm going to do some of that. I'll pick it up and put it down. And I even have an Irish whistle, but I'm going to go ahead and start with that because it calls in. I use it in my rituals as a druid, it just calls in the elements. And so we're going to go ahead and just do that and then break into the Sun, Sula, and harp. Do a little bit of the harp, and then we'll do the harp and the Sun, Sula together. I'm setting it down just so I can play it naturally. Thank you. That was a little bit of a trip, and I hope that you have felt relaxed. And I know my third eye is buzzing a little bit after doing that.
Ooh, that definitely took me far out. Oh, what was your experience playing that, Dave?
You know, I'm really, so as you know, being a musician yourself, so often we really get caught up in the technical exercise of how to play an instrument. Mm-hmm. And the sansula is brand new. The harp isn't very old for me. I got it in January. I'm a keyboard man. I've been doing that for 40 some years and played in a bunch of styles. But that's with keyboard, single, double, triple, manual. But that's, you know, the difference with an instrument like this is these are so raw and uncut. And so the challenge for me right now, because I'm new at it, is to remain in flow. So I did spend, I admit that when I got this, the first few hours I spent practicing patterns, practicing drum patterns, practicing actual finger patterns, which are unfamiliar to me on this particular instrument. And so I really tried to lean into what the late, great Frank Zappa had said: learn something, know it perfectly, and then forget what you knew and just play. And, you know, that really does lean into most things that we do from a spiritual perspective as musicians, where we really want to tap in and bring to people what it is that elevates them. So it was a magnificent experience. I mean, I really felt everybody's energy in the room. Before Clubhouse, I didn't know you could feel energy through an internet portal, but it's magnificent.
Dave, do you have something to take us out with tonight? Something to end the evening with?
Sure. I'll do a little bit of just of the sansula, but it's easy with both hands and with the drum head too. So I'll just give you a little bit of that. Thank you.